Hi, I wanted to talk to you today about the Home Inspection Contingency. Keep in mind that I'm in Northern Virginia, so what I'm discussing will be based on the Northern Virginia forms that we use for our contracts. Most buyers, when they buy a home, will opt to have some sort of home inspection. And in Northern Virginia, we basically have two types of home inspections. We can have, I'm going to read this, the home inspection with the option to negotiate repairs or void, or the home inspection with the option to void only. And then we have the radon inspection. The difference between the two types of home inspections, one of them allows for you to have the home inspection done and then negotiate with the seller to have repairs done prior to close. If you can't come to agreement, you have the option as a buyer to void the contract. The second type of inspection allows you to have a home inspector come in, do an inspection. You've agreed not to negotiate for repairs, but you still maintain the option to void the contract if you find out the condition of the home is something that is just beyond the scope of what you understood. And then finally, there is the radon inspection, which is done in a lot of sales in Northern Virginia. And that is an option that you have to go back to the seller if radon is detected in levels that are deemed unsafe by the EPA and ask them to install a radon mitigation system. Now, what happens after you've done your home inspection, the buyer will receive the report from their home inspector, and they'll work with their agent to put together a list of home repairs they'd like the seller to take care of. And of course, we're talking about the home inspection with the option to negotiate. Once you give that list to the seller and their agent, you go into what is called the negotiation period. And during that period, the buyer and seller's teams can go back and forth as many times as they need to come to agreement as to which repairs the seller will make prior to closing. The amount of time you have for this negotiation period is dictated by the contract and determined by the buyer when they write the contract. So it can range from 1 day to 10 days, but generally I see three to 5 days for the negotiation period. If you have an option to have the inspection with option to void only, you basically do the inspection and you make a call at that point as to whether or not you want to move forward with the sale. The reason you might opt to do that is if it's a very competitive bid situation, you still want to have an inspection, but you don't want to jeopardize your negotiation position by saying that you're going to potentially come back later and ask for some repairs. I've seen both of these inspections done recently, and there are pros and cons to each of them, I will say. If you have any other questions about how a home inspection would work in Northern Virginia, I'd love to talk to you further about it. Feel free to give me a call, text, contact me on Facebook Messenger, whatever works best for you. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding the home inspection and radon contingencies. Thank you.